Hello there. This is Cabrazzle, setting up for another Return to Ravnica block draft. Still going to be doing Swisses until I'm a bit more familiar with the format. And hope you'll join me and we'll have some fun. And I'll see you for the picks. Alright, so we're into it. Gonna start taking some cards. Progenitor Mimic seems pretty good. It's a mythic, it's probably worth a couple tickets, and it's a pretty powerful card, and not in a bad color combo. I like Simic pretty good. The evolve mechanic is pretty strong in draft, so we're gonna go with that and see where it takes us. Nothing else here that's too interesting. Toil and Trouble's alright. The War Chant is not exciting. So yeah, I think that this is the pick and we're pretty happy with it. Back for pack 2. Down and Dirty is not too bad. It's not great either. Alive and Well is a good card. Gonna select Alive and Well while I look around. Tide Drinker is very good. But I think the chance to play this is a little bit better than taking Tide Drinker here. Skylasher is a pretty good consideration. It's also a rare, so it might be worth just taking here. I think it's slightly better than Alive and Well and slightly better than the Battering Crassus. And it's a 2-drop, which is good. High quality 2-drops are pretty important to get in this set, from what I've learned so far. So might as well give it a try. Also, Pro Blue is pretty good beating against a lot of decks. We're going to take the Skylasher. Alright, what do we have here? Blaze Commando, Maw of Obzadad, those are fine. Gatekeeper is alright in black. Yeah, not a lot of super exciting cards here, especially in our colors. Deputy of Equittals is a consideration, but not super strong. It's not something I need to take right now. Yeah, this is kind of a difficult pick. I'm not really sure what we want here. It'd also be fine to take a Guildgate and just be able to splash things. We don't really know any of these cards that we would want to play right now. So yeah, I think taking a Guildgate is fine. And being able to splash red if we happen to go that direction is fine. We're not really losing much. These are good cards, but they're not so good that we have to pick them. So we're just going to take a gate here. I think that's alright. Give and Take's a good card. Blood Scrivener's, I mean, it's not that impressive. It's basically a 2-1. And maybe once in a blue moon it'll draw you a card. Gatekeepers in black. So a couple things. One thing to note is we keep getting past fairly good black cards, so that might be a sign that black's somewhat open. I think taking the Give and Take is okay here. We kind of want to be the Simic deck to make playing our Mimic easier, and I think it's a fine card. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. So I think we're going to take that here. Alright, well this is fine. I think the Moss Dog's pretty good pick here. Runner's Bane is also very good. There might be a chance that the Runner's Bane is the pick. Windrake's also good. Maybe Windrake is the pick. These are all fairly good choices. I really like Moss Dog. I like the Reach. But in that case, we might as well just take the Flying on Windrake. Right now, I think it's the Windrake. It's a pretty good card. Having a flyer is good. Oh, there's also a Punish the Enemy. I'm not sure if I want to go into red, but Punish the Enemy is pretty good. We do have the Guildgate already. Having removal is pretty important, so we're going to take it here. The Sire of Insanity. Probably not as good in Limited as it has been in Constructed, which is mediocre as well, I suppose. It's another Mosh Dog. There's a Beetle Form Mage, which is pretty good. And there's a Runner's Bane. It's pretty tough because I hate passing up all these Moss Dogs, but I think the Beetle Form Mage is probably the pick. Really good ability on this guy, and he's in our colors, and we're just pretty happy with it. So, okay, so there's a gatekeeper here. There's a black-white guild gate, and there's a red gatekeeper that takes in creature from the enemy and lets you attack with them. So those are the choices. I think probably the red gatekeeper is better than the green one, although I've been actually pretty impressed with the green one. It's not that bad. Phantasm's fine. Cluestone's probably not a consideration. And there's a Fatal Fumes, which is it's okay. I think I'm just going to go with the red gatekeeper. I haven't had a chance to play with it yet. It might be good. Do a cost sort. Alright. So there's another Punish the Enemy, which I think I'm taking here. There doesn't seem... I mean, I think Punish the Enemy is better than Runner's Bane. Could be wrong. I mean, this is a cheap spell. But this is pretty good removal and also does damage to the face. And I'm pretty happy with it. So we're going to take that. It's good to know that there were a lot of these in the draft, so an enchantment hate might not be that bad. I'm going to take the Punish the Enemy. Winddrake might have also been the pick there, but I think it's alright. There's Toil and Trouble, which does not seem like the pick. I think the Cluestone might be the pick here, or the Guildgate. And I'm pretty okay with taking the Cluestone here. It's basically on color at this point. We're kind of like a rug deck, red, blue, green sort of contraption. And this is on color. We don't have any black cards yet, so we don't need the Guildgate. Alright, so nothing really here. Down and Dirty seems fine. I'm probably going to take this Behemoth. Basically over nothing. Big duder that we might end up playing. It's not bad. Alright, so there's another Cluestone. And nothing else I really want. The Gatekeepers in black is fine. It might not be a bad opportunity cost to take the Gatekeepers in black. Maybe we end up playing black, and in which case, this guy's not bad. He's kind of like a Skin Render from Mirrodin. Anything that can kill a creature of the opponent's is good, so we're going to take that. And maybe play it, maybe not. Take a Cluestone over kind of nothing there. Yep, Fatal Fumes is fine. Blast of Genius, we might actually end up playing that. Alright. So we got some pretty good cards. It's looking like red was openish late. We didn't get very much green, so moving out of green would not be a terrible idea. But we still have some fine cards in green as well, so we'll just kind of see what's open. Alright, so we got a giant Adafage, which seems pretty good. Deals damage, makes more dudes. There's also a Gore Clan Rampager, which is pretty darn good. I think this is super awesome, but we already have a pretty good late game, and if this can't do damage to the enemy, it can't do much. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say what the choice is here, because Giant Adafage just seems so awesome. I think if we were a more aggressive deck, the Rampager would be the choice, but we're not really the aggressor. And it just seems like it'd be really fun to play with the Adafage. So I might just take it here. I think there's a lot of good arguments for the Rampager being the right choice, but sometimes you get to play with some mythics in draft, and that's a fun part of it. So there you go. Alright, Rust Scarab. It's just a big duder. This is kind of like a removal spell, kinda. Big asterisk on that. There's a Metropolis Sprite. And there's a Drakewing Crassus. It's probably the Drakewing Crassus. That card seems pretty good. And it's a flyer and does all the things. Maybe this is low valued and we get it back. I'd probably play it if we got it back, but we'll see. Alright, Sapphire Drake, 6 mana 4/4 with Gives all your guys that have a counter on flyer. That's pretty good. Nothing really. I mean, this guy's probably better right now because we need a lower curve. This is a great card, but we have so many late game plays. Shamble Shark seems a little bit better. Flash Evolve, on color 2-drop seems pretty high quality. I don't see anything else that's super exciting. Zertos Wine's probably fine, but I think this guy's probably more what we need. So our deck's pretty awesome. A couple more low drops would be nice and some cheap removal. I'm starting to consider that a Runner's Bane might have been a good choice to pick up, but for the most part things are fine. I'm hoping we don't have to end up playing black because I'm not super excited about playing those cards, but we'll just see how it pans out. At this point I'd like to be a Simic deck and splash a couple high quality red cards. See how that goes. Alright, well the choice here is pretty obviously Into the Infinite. No, I can't even say that seriously. I have no idea how I'd win with this card. I would just lose, I'm pretty sure. So there's another Shamble Shark, which is a really good choice. There's also a Homing Lightning, which is going to be really hard to pass up, although it's kind of tough for me to decide to take a double red card. We still have a lot of time to get fixing, and the card is pretty high quality. On the other hand, there's nothing wrong with taking a Shamble Shark. It's still a good card for our deck, and it's something we need. So it's kind of a tough one. I think I'm going to go with the Shamble Shark. It's probably just a little bit better for our mana and for our deck. So we have another chance at a Sapphire Drake here, and it's looking a lot more appealing now that we've taken 2 Shamble Sharks. There's also a flashy 4/2 for 6. Not really what we need. Phantom Combat, okay. It's not great either. Burst of Strength, the Veteran. I don't think there's anything wrong with taking the Drake here. There's also a Charger. It seems like it'd be fun to play with the Drake and get some counters on some guys and fly them over. So we're going to take the Drake. Simic seems pretty open, which is good news for our deck. Blue creature enters the battlefield. Target creature fills the top 2. So it's a mill 2/3. 2/3 is nothing to scoff at, so this is still a fine card just by being 3 mana 2/3. It does a good blocking. What does this one do? Oh, it's an enchantment that gains you life and lets you ramp. Yeah, that just doesn't affect the board enough to be playable, I don't think. What is this? Fortress, okay. Not a whole lot for us here. We could also take the Gargoyle as a 2/2 flyer. I think it's fine taking the Denizen. Just having a ground stuffing blocker is good. Hopefully we don't end up having to play him, but it's fine to take him here. So there's a what I would call a Prey Upon, which is good. There's a Gruul Key Rune, which is also very good. I think the Gruul Key Rune, excuse me. I had a delicious burger for dinner. I'm a little bit digesty. The Gruul Key Rune is probably a little bit better, but we also need some early removal. So it's a tough choice. I think we'll get more fixing later, so I'm going to take the removal spell. Alright. So now we take this. No, I don't think so. Turn target creature from your graveyard. Okay, so it's a regrowth. Warmind Infantry is not really on color, but it's a 2/3 in red. Counter target non-creature spell and draw a card. That's fine. Nothing really here that I want. This is mediocre too. I'm just going to take the War Mine Infantry. Hope we don't have to play it, but nothing else I really want there. Once again, nothing much here. There's a late Bomber Corps, which I think is mediocre to decent card in draft. I don't think I want to play all this early red, but no other card really that we need here, so we'll take it. Alright, so Rust Scarab, Simic, Guildgate, and nothing much else. So I'm going to take the Guildgate. It seems like a pretty easy choice here. Alright, Keymaster Rogue. Hopefully we don't have to play it, but it's probably not even that bad as a card. So I'm going to pick it here. Righteous Charge, Totally Lost. Totally Lost doesn't seem that bad. We might even end up playing it. Oh, costs 5 though, holy cow. Well, nothing else here that we really want, so I'll take that. Huh. I don't think I would play this card, but I'm not playing anything else out of there. Sure, I get all the Hydroforms, great. Alright. Hide these, hide this guy. Our 2 seem pretty good. Probably not playing the Dimir Cluestone. Our mana's okay. We could use another red fixer, another Gruul Guildgate, or something along those lines would be great. And I don't think we'll end up playing black. Alright, so we have a World Spine Worm. So we can just continue being this ridiculously stupid, not good, mind you. I'm not saying that it'll be good, but I am saying that we have a lot of mythics that cost 6 or more mana in our deck. And that is a thing that you're allowed to do. And when it dies, which it won't ever die, I'll just beat my opponent. Okay, so 9 mana is a whole bunches. Where we hit 1 Cluestone. The other thing that I'd like to point out is there's not a whole bunch here that we're missing out on by taking this card. Maybe a Skywatch is a choice, but I mean, 15/15 Trample just seems like it'd be so much fun. I know I'm making poor drafting decisions based on what will be fun and what won't be, but you know, sometimes words. Okay, so Seek the Horizon seems pretty important now. There's also a Street Spasm, which is, I'm pretty sure we can do something like wheel the Seek the Horizon and take the Street Spasm. I'm just not sure if I want to risk that. But, I mean, there's also a Paralyzing Grasp, which is meh. I think this deck kind of needs Street Spasm quite a bit. Whereas we can still get some other ramp effects to replace Seek the Horizon. So we'll take the Street Spasm. Okay, so there's a Void Wielder, because I need more high cost things, which is not true, but that's an option. Doorkeeper to hold down the ground, but I think we can like do something like wheel Doorkeeper. We also have, I mean, not the worst early drops in the world. So I'm going to take the Void Wielder. Alright, here we have Rogue's Passage, Rune Wing, which is pretty good. I'll probably end up taking the Rune Wing. Seems a little bit better than any of the other choices here right now. Alright. Hide these black cards. And I don't need to look at these lands right now. Alright, so there's a Mercurial Chemister, which somebody graciously passed us. Because we just need all the bombs, I guess. I don't really know what this deck is gonna do. But this guy's also kind of removal, if you think about it that way. And there's no way I'm not taking him. I'm trying to set a record for the most rares. in a draft deck. So it's very important that we take this card. And, you know, there's not a lot else. There's Electrickery that I'd consider, but that's the only 2 cards that I'd really take out of this pack. So I'm going to take the rare. Alright, so there's a Rakdos Key Rune. There's a Racketeer, which I don't think is the point. There's a Destroy Target Creature with Flying, which would not be that bad. So those are kind of the choices. I think we'll just go ahead and take the opportunity to take the Key Rune right now. Kind of stinks that we have to run out of this card, but we have a fair amount of flyers. We don't just lose to flyers from our opponent. And the ramp is kind of important to us right now, so we'll take the Key Rune. Oh, deck. What are you? I like how this is the middle of my deck's mana cost, and this is 5. So that's pretty exciting. What would I cut right now? Not sure. Archweaver? No, I'm not taking Archweaver. That was a joke. I'll probably take the Inaction Injunction. Seems what this deck sort of needs. Electricity would be pretty good too, but I think the Injunction is the sort of stall out that we need. Nothing here. I could take the Grasp. Seems fine. Alright, so we don't really need to play this Denizen. Maybe we do still end up playing it, I'm not sure. Don't need this Totally Lost, that's for sure. Alright, well this deck looks super fun. Super! I really hope that we get that Seek the Horizon back, because that will help our deck immensely. Alright, so here we get another Key Rune that's on color, kind of on colorish, and 6-drop that we don't need because our deck is way full anyway. So we'll take the Key Rune. And nothing here that I need. I'll take the Cobble Brute. Nothing we need here. I'm going to hate draft this Shredfeek. Yeah, nothing here. I guess I'll take the land card. And the Rakdos Charm. Alright. And probably a land last pick, so yep. Alright, looks good. Alright, so in the interest of time, I'm gonna set the deck out, and I'll see you back when I have some idea of what it's gonna look like. Alright, so after some consideration, decided that this is just too much, even for my heart. In some slow matches, maybe I'll bring it in, but it's just too much. So cut that out. This is what the deck looks like. Pretty good. Some removal, some pretty high quality creatures, and some good red splash removal spells. So we have Blast of Genius, some Punish the Enemies, and Pit Fight, Paralyzing Grasp as kind of our removal suite. And then I think our creatures are pretty high quality across all across the curve. So the deck looks like it'll be fun. Looks like a good deck. I'm playing 7 and 7, I think, of the lands. And so we have a Simic Gilgate, a Gruul, and 1 Mountain. So that gives us 4 red sources, and then 8 of each of these, as well as some additional islands from the key runes. So it feels pretty good. We'll give it a try, see how it goes, and I'll see you for round 1.